this, or like this, or like this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Dutchie and welcome back to another topic of taboo, where today I speak all things periods, how to survive your period, and I'm busting some common myths. I've had quite a lot of people sliding into my DMs asking to do a video on periods. Also, how cool is my top? If you are new here and this is the first video you are watching of me, then hello and welcome to the fam. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss another ep. At the minute I'm doing a series called Topics of Taboo, where I discuss heaps of taboo topics that other YouTubers and people in general aren't speaking about. So if you have missed any, I'll put the playlist up here so you can go catch up after this video. And yeah, I hope you enjoy today's vid and my content. Ah yes. That incredibly annoying and somewhat painful time of the month has arrived. Whether this is your first period or your millionth period, I'm going to educate you on not only how to survive your period, but also debunk some popular myths surrounding your period and give you some helpful tips on how to make that time of the month a little less daunting. So, what is a period? Put simply, your period is the result of your uterus shedding its lining. So basically, each month a woman's body prepares itself for pregnancy. But when no pregnancy occurs, the woman's uterus sheds its lining and a woman's period will commence. However, if you become pregnant, this lining that otherwise comes out when you're not pregnant basically nourishes the fertilized egg. How old will you be? Well, there's no particular age. Average, a woman will get her period between the ages of 9 and 15. However, I wouldn't be too concerned if you're 15 and you haven't got it yet. But I'd say if you are getting towards your 20s, probably maybe a little bit after 18 or 19 and you still haven't, I would probably seek advice from your doctor, tell him what's going on and things like that. But honestly, there is no specific age when you are meant to get your period or that. It's just sort of like, it's on a spectrum. But it also depends on your hormones, it depends on your body type, it depends on so many other different factors. So yeah, if you are a little bit hesitant and a little bit stressed out and you haven't got your period yet, then you can always go and see a doctor, no harm done, and they'll be able to reassure you about what's going on with your body a lot more than I can, or that your parents can, or friends or family. So yeah, definitely seek medical advice if you're a little bit worried and haven't got it yet. So basically, I've just picked out the top 5 myths that I found while doing my research, and I'm going to quickly discuss them, and then I'm going to teach you how to survive your period and make it a lot less painful in more ways than one. So the first myth is that heavy bleeding only happens to women that have given birth. Now, I don't think I have given birth. No kids running around here. I like sharing information with you guys because you guys are my friends and fam. So seriously, we're all friends here. I have a heavy period, always have, and I can assure you I have not had any children. So the medical term for excessive or heavy bleeding is, hang on, I think I'm gonna have to get Google to pronounce this because I don't want to pronounce it wrong.
Menorrhagia.
The scientific term for heavy and excessive bleeding is?
Menorrhagia.
Menorrhagia, okay. So this is usually the result of a hormonal imbalance. So basically, if the egg doesn't get released during the typical stage of ovulation, there won't be enough progesterone in the body to keep the cycle regular and is therefore likely to cause heavy bleeding. So who is most at risk of experiencing
Menorrhagia?
Unfortunately, adolescent girls who have just sort of begun having their period are more likely to have it. And also women in their 40s and 50s who are approaching menopause, they are also likely to experience this heavy bleeding. Not all adolescents who have just begun their period have it, and not all those about to go through menopause have it. Number 2 fact or myth is women's menstrual cycles can sync. Now this is a fact. Women who are very close or live together or a close-knit friendship group of girls their periods can often sync. I have it with one of my best friends that I live with now. Quite often their bodies and periods can sync, so they end up getting them at the same time, like actually 100% at the same time. So basically, I'm just going to read this from my phone now. This is what I found about the concept and how it arose. So it arose in 1971 when the University of Chicago psychologist Martha McClintock published a paper with her theory that women's bodies react to the pheromones of other women around them, and it causes a synchronization of menstruation. She did a follow-up study that supported her theory in 1998. However, others have tested this theory and the scientific results remain divided. So basically, there isn't enough solid evidence to explain why or how, but that was just like a theory behind it. And honestly, I mean, it makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if you've synced your period with other friends or other gal pals. Number 3 fact or myth is that women shouldn't exercise when they're on their periods. Now this is of course a myth. Now, unless you have severe cramping or excessive bleeding, many health experts actually recommend that you do exercise while you're on your period, as it can actually help to alleviate a lot of the symptoms surrounding your period, such as cramps. I definitely have experienced this before. Obviously, when you're on your period and you feel yuck and you're all crampy, the last thing you want to be doing is exercising, but actually just getting up, chucking your earphones in and going for a walk around the block or a run or whatever can actually really help with cramps. I've definitely done it before. I'm sure it doesn't work for everyone, but why not try it? Number 4 fact or myth is that a period can last anywhere between 2 days up to 7 days. Now, this is in fact a fact. Wow. Most periods last on average 3 to 5 days. Some can actually last as short as 2 days. And then others can last for as long as 7 without any cause for concern about your menstrual irregularity. Prior to going on the pill and on the pill, my period lasts for as long as it freaking can. It is the max. It is always 7 days. Wait, I normally get it on a Wednesday. Okay, maybe 6 days. I usually get it on a Wednesday and it's not usually completely gone until the Tuesday. I knew someone in primary school that only had her period for 2 days and everyone sort of thought she was lying because they're like, what, 2 days? That's ridiculous. That is so short. But there are people out there who only do. However, if yours only sort of like, if you're finding that yours only sort of lasts for a day or it lasts way longer than a week, then I'd probably consult your doctor because there might be something going on there. Maybe not, that might be normal for you, but I would definitely look into seeking some medical advice if that's the case. And the 5th and final myth or fact is that you can't get pregnant on your period. Now, this is a myth. So here it says, for conception to occur on your period, it most likely means that you have an extremely short menstrual cycle or a long period that closely connects your ovulation stage with the onset of menstruation. An egg only stays in your fallopian tube waiting to be fertilized for about 24 hours. So if sperm is present during that time, and keep in mind that sperm can live anywhere between 3 and 4 days, you could get pregnant. So unlikely, but it's out there. It could still happen, so just be careful. Okay, now on to how to survive your period. I'm going to give you my best tips and a whole informational piece here on how to get through either your first period or your millionth period. So a really common question for first timers is, will I get period pain? Women will often experience a range of physical and emotional premenstrual syndrome, or PMS. I'm sure you guys have heard of it. Katy Perry sings about it. It's awful. I hate it. It's just the world's worst thing. PMS can include a variety of things. Now, for me, I get really bad mood swings, quite irritable, short-tempered. It's like I'm a whole different person. I just get really snappy and I can just be put in a bad mood or upset with like the silliest of things that don't even matter, like wouldn't even matter to me normally, or I just laugh it off normally, but stuff can happen when I'm going through a PMS and it's sort of like, whoa, like get into your period, like all these emotions and everything, like it sort of dissipates. So don't worry about that. It doesn't last forever. It definitely goes away. Prior to getting your period, you might feel an uncomfortable sort of ache in your stomach and like pelvic area, which can actually last for the first 12 hours. I've never had it last that long. I know exactly the pain they're talking about and it's so uncomfortable, but it's also just a sign that your period's coming, which is good because then you're sort of like in tune with your body, especially if you're not on the pill and you can't regulate it. But yeah, you sort of like know it's coming and it sort of prepares you for it. A lot of girls say, including myself, that around this time you feel a lot more bloated and a lot more heavy around the stomach, almost like, you know, when you have like a full bladder, and it's almost like at this time like you might really need to pee, you go to the toilet and you don't really feel relieved. It sort of just feels the same. That's sort of when you know as well. Now, some women, and this includes me too, guys, so you're not alone if you experience this too, but experience cramps and stomach pain during their periods. And whoa, now this is something that the pill definitely did fix for me. Even if it didn't fix the length or heaviness of my periods, it definitely has helped my menstrual cramp. But it did help with my cramps. I still get cramps and it's still uncomfortable, but nowhere near as bad as when I was. Basically, to help alleviate these cramps, there are an array of different things that you can try and do. There are many stretches that you can find, just like if you just type into YouTube like exercises and stretches to help alleviate cramps. I also find, as mentioned previously, exercising, going for a walk around the block can often quite often. But I find, apart from exercise, what I find works best for me is crawling into the fetal position like this, or like this, or like this, with a heat pack or hot water bottle. And when I feel cramps coming on, obviously if I know my period's coming because I track it, but when I know it's coming, when I feel those pains and stuff happening, I definitely take Nurofen, and it seems to keep them at bay. I'm not saying that it makes them obviously not calm or anything, but it's definitely still there and they're still present, but it's bearable and you can just get on with like your day-to-day work. Now onto the most important part of how to manage your period. Now once you know you're having your period, then it's definitely a good idea to keep some supplies on hand, not only at home, but if you're at school, in your school bag, at the workplace, wherever. It's actually good practice to make up a little period survival kit if you're still in school. This way it sort of makes it, you can make it really cute, you can put it in like a little pencil case, things like that, a little DIY sort of thing. Make it a lot less inconspicuous, so like if it falls out of your bag or something, you can just say, oh, it's your toiletries, or like something like that. I might do another video on making like what to put in your period survival kit. I think that would be a really good idea. So yeah, I'll probably make a video on a period survival kit in the coming weeks, but it is definitely good practice to sort of have that. So, now pulling out the big guns, the question on everyone's lips, pads or tampons? Basically pads are cotton pads worn outside the body and basically they just line your underpants. Hot tip, the easiest way to recreate one of these, once again, if you're at school, you haven't made that little survival pack and you get your period, then you can just, for the rest of the day, you can sort of like roll up a little bit of like, you can just roll up some toilet paper and sort of like line your undies with it. That can definitely help you get through your day till you get home. Otherwise, you can definitely go to the school nurse or a teacher you trust and are close with, and I'm sure they can help you out and supply you with something. Now, on the other hand, tampons are made of tightly packed absorbent material, usually cotton, that absorbs the blood from inside your vagina. Now, when these are inserted correctly, you shouldn't feel them at all, and they definitely won't fall out. They come in all different shapes, sizes, and absorbencies, obviously, because no two people are exactly alike with their flow or their size or what they prefer, you know what I mean? All seriously different. Tampons are seriously so sick now. Like this one is like from a really sort of old packet. Like this is just one I had floating around. This one actually comes with an applicator. If you're new to the period game, this one comes with an applicator. They all have like an applicator on them, so basically it's like a little bit of plastic around it, and you sort of, I don't know, this is so hard to explain, but you sort of like push it up and it sort of goes in a lot easier than maybe if you're not comfortable with it or anything. I buy some today, but I don't have any lack of my newer packets of tampons. They are so cool and colorful, and honestly they're so streamlined now. They are tiny. Now tampons are probably the more popular option because it lets you do basically everything that you were doing without your period with your period, like such as swimming and running, and I don't know, like it's not like you can't run with a pad on, but it's not very comfortable, and tampons probably do allow you to do a lot more than a pad would. But then I guess some people are more comfortable. I know girls my age that don't even wear tampons because they're not comfortable with it, and that's another thing. That's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally a personal choice, but ultimately it's a personal choice when it comes down to which one you use or whether you use both. There is also a relatively new thing on the block called a menstrual cup. Now I don't have much knowledge on this one, so I'm just going to look it up for you guys real quick. The tulip menstrual cup. So basically it looks like this. So this is what it says on Google. A menstrual cup is a type of feminine hygiene product which is usually made of flexible medical grade silicone worn inside the vagina during menstruation to catch menstrual fluid. Unlike tampons and pads, cups collect menstrual fluid rather than absorbing it. Oh, they're called diva cups. That is the main term for them, a diva cup. And basically I think people have made it because it's not only are pads and tampons way more expensive than they should be, thank you very much, but it says here that one menstrual cup will last you forever. According to the Diva Cups website, you should replace your cup annually. Many other eco sites actually claim that with proper care, one cup could last up to 10 years. So apparently with a menstrual cup, you can go up to 12 hours without emptying. I don't really know how this works, guys. So it obviously holds more liquid. If you guys have used a Diva Cup or a menstrual cup, tell me about it. Tell me if it's good or bad, like, you know what I mean? So I think that just about wraps up my period talk. I hope it was informative for you guys, and I hope you guys got something out of it. Just for like suggesting it and wanting more out of this topic of taboo series. I'm really enjoying it, and if you have any other topics that you want me to talk about, then definitely comment down below, or go check me out on my social media and flick me a message, slide into my DMs. On Instagram, my handle is @MeganDykman, but I will put that on here now. Yeah, I think that's about it. I have to go and do my Christmas shopping now, so bye. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope it was as informative for you as I hoped it would be. If you did like this video and my others, then please make sure to subscribe. The link is down there, and click that bell so you don't miss another episode. I don't think I'll be uploading on Monday for you guys because it is Christmas Day here in Australia on Monday, and so of course like I'm not going to be filming or doing anything of the such. But my next and final Vlogmas will be going live next Wednesday. So sad. Vlogmas has been so much fun this year. If you did enjoy it, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday. Everyone have a really good Christmas. I love you all. Thanks for supporting me. Bye.